Lil Sprout and Mr. Terrible from the completion, leaving the world behind revised. Watch this. While even though something seems amiss, I bet that Mr. Terrible was not expecting something to happen like this, for he had been ravaging and destroying everything in his path. For nothing could stop Mr. Terrible the weed from destroying everything in his path. Mr. Terrible exclaimed, "Do the math. Is there anything I have not destroyed, while my victims hold tight to their hourglass? Ah, look there. There appears to be one still standing. I'm coming for him. For his life force I will be demanding." And there he stood, a small and gentle little sprout, as the precious owner had gave him the name. His name was Lil Sprout. Now Lil Sprout began to notice many of his friends disappearing. With his eyes full of despair, while water from his eyes was tearing. Who would do this? I need to know who. For whoever has done this is surely coming for me too. Mr. Terrible said, "Yes, it is I. Who did those mean things and cruel things? Behold, now I come for you, so that you may feel my great sting." Little did Mr. Terrible, the terrible weed, know that soon he was surely going to reap all that he had sown. For at that very moment the great owner of the field did approach. Seeing all the destruction in the field, he was very angry when he approached. Yet Mr. Terrible pursued the innocent one, Lil Sprout, to devour the little wheat without the shadow of a doubt. When just at that second, the great owner plucked him out, just in the nick of time, to save Lil Sprout. Now the owner is happy, since now he can grow a wheat field without blemish, and the legacy of Lil Sprout will never diminish. For Lil Sprout was the lone survivor of Mr. Terrible, the destructive monster weed. Years later, the owner's pasture flourished, and yet he still talks of Lil Sprout to every person he sees. Lil Sprout and Mr. Terrible from the completion, leaving a world behind revised. The end.